The Saudi-backed LIV Golf Tour has been aggressively going after the PGA Tournament's players, and much to our surprise, Cameron Smith switched sides. Although many fans and players alike tried boycotting the new tournament, it has gathered its fair share of attention, partly with the help of Smith. So let's see how the golfing pro is faring after getting suspended from the PGA Tour, apparently still getting nominated for Player of the Year. First off, Cameron Smith's surprise nomination. The PGA committee gave out an unexpected announcement on Monday when they nominated the top 3 players for the tour season, and that included current LIV Golf star Cameron Smith. This got many fans wondering if the player would be getting the Player of the Year award after all. Smith shifted to LIV Golf last week and made his debut in the Saudi-sponsored competition on Friday in Boston. And with him, golf legends Scottie Scheffler and Rory McIlroy were also nominated, all in hot pursuit of the award. On awards alone, it's nothing unexpected to see Smith blessed as one of the tour's 3 best this season. However, given Smith committed proficient conspiracy according to the tour, seeing his name close to McIlroy's and Scheffler's is shocking. After his most memorable ball left the tee during Friday's LIV Golf occasion, Smith was suspended from all PGA Tour competitions. The probability of Smith winning the Jack Nicklaus Grant appears to be extraordinarily low for a huge number of reasons. It would address one more open disaster for the tour if Smith somehow happened to scoop the honor from actual PGA players, in spite of the fact that it is difficult to see his old teammates and rivals ever deciding in favor of the Australian over his newer chosen family in the LIV Tour. Let's take a look at how the player performed in his most recent match. The Aussie was in the spotlight since many wanted to see him play after his controversial shift to LIV Golf, but it became clear to everyone pretty soon that he was there to stay. Smith gave out some top quality entertainment with his shots. He entered the field and shot out a straight 64 just as an opening to the 54-hole event, but he eventually fell behind co-players Matthew Wolff and Tyler Gooch because of a birdie, a bogey, and then a double bogey again in his next 6. At the standard 4/16, Smith guided his shot into the trees, then confronted a left-given shot against a tree. Due to the way he embraced his lefty position, he took a break and afterward played his next shot as a right-hander. Cameron remained the talented player that people love for his splendid game, and that's not going to change. The player might lose a few spots on the leaderboard and not be the world number 2 after some time. Similarly, he'd have to put his dream of being number 1 on hold for some time. Many professionals in the industry believe that the player has an abysmal future cut out for him, but we actually believe he's just fine. Sure, for now, the PGA Tour has no plans of being lenient on those who have allegedly betrayed them. Next up, how come Smith left his reputation and ranking with the PGA? Cameron Smith has risked his position in golf right now to go and play for the Saudi-backed league. Is money really as important as his current top 2 world ranking? The Aussie believes that LIV Golf represents the future of golf, mainly because of its team format. He made his debut this week and said that pro golf needed a change from the traditional and archaic ways of the PGA Tour. He said that it's been like this for far too long now, and he wanted to spice things up a little. For him, the 54-hole events are the future. Golf fans are becoming younger, and it's their responsibility to keep them engaged with newer stuff. Now, this isn't to say that money didn't mean anything. It was definitely a factor in his decision, and he didn't try denying it actually. Smith said, "It was obviously a business decision for one, and an offer I couldn't ignore." Well, that's true. Golf is to them what our jobs are to us, and so the money will have some weightage in the overall decision. But unlike what most of us thought, it's not everything. The Aussie player also revealed that a huge portion of his decision revolved around the schedule, which would let him spend more time at home with his family in Australia. We can't blame the man for having his priorities straight. Finally, is the promise of millions by the Saudi-backed league the only incentive for players? We can't help but wonder why so many people are leaving the PGA Tour for the LIV Tour. We know what you're all thinking. It's obviously the truckloads of cash they have, right? LIV Golf's 4th tournament kicked off today with a $20 million prize purse and a $5 million team award. And that's actually just the tip of the iceberg. The insane amount of prize money and massive signing offers aren't difficult for this series to arrange, especially seeing how they get all their funds from the Saudi sovereign wealth. You've all heard of the $700 to $800 million offer they made to Tiger Woods, right? It can't be denied that the league league's main appeal is the money that it can offer. Why else would these famous and reputable players risk everything, including their top ranks, to play for something that has no other value besides the cash? Having said that, addressing the notion that players were being drawn in by the huge sums of money being handed out by the Rebel Series, Gary Player, as a South African golfer, enthusiastically stated he wouldn't trade his 9 major wins for even $1 billion. He also added that he's the only man who'd won the Grand Slam on both the PGA Tour and the Senior Tour, which required all sorts of hard work. Talking about his experience with the tour, he commented that he traveled all around the world, met some amazing people, and learned a lot of things. To him, being on the tour was an educational experience that LIV Golf lacks in all respects. And we can't forget the sheer amount of hate these players will probably receive from tour fans. And if money's their only motivation, and it seems like it is, that's just really disappointing. In other related news, starting with Smith is happy to go home, what else do we need? Personal opinions aside, we must respect the decisions a golfer makes because it's their career, and they have all the rights to go for any league that suits them best. Apparently, Smith is thrilled and excited because this opportunity is allowing him to go back to his homeland. While confirming his participation in the upcoming championship, the golfer said that he loves going to Australia. Winning the title twice is amazing, but this time, he wouldn't only play to reclaim the title, but also meet friends and family after many years. He also mentioned that he's excited to wear the maroon shirt again as it's very special for him. Coming up, Rory McIlroy becomes the first player to win the FedEx Cup thrice. Following the nail-bitingly close game on the final day of the FedEx Cup, Rory McIlroy came out to be the better player, winning not only the event but also bagging the $18 million prize purse. The win also etched his name forever in the history of golf because from that day forward, he'd always be remembered as the first player to win the FedEx Cup thrice. Rory started off in the final event 6 shots behind the leader, Scottie Scheffler. However, despite having a splendid year and 3 PGA Tour wins to his name for the season, Scottie failed to prevail in the FedEx Cup. Not only did McIlroy make up the 6-shot lead, but he also managed to establish a single-shot lead over Scottie before the 17th hole. Afterward, in a gentlemanly manner, Rory even apologized to Scottie's parents for being the reason their son couldn't bag the win and the prize money that came with it. Scheffler ended up being tied for second place and took home around $5.75 million. Lastly, will the new series appeal to India's large sports-loving population? Lahiri finished second to Smith at the Players' Championship, and he thinks LIV can help attract a more diverse fan base to golf. That was also because of its team format. Lahiri thinks team golf will complement the sports landscape in India, which has been dominated by cricket until now. In fact, it seems like LIV might share some similarities with the Indian Premier League in cricket. The IPL is like LIV in the sense that it disrupts the conventional cricket formula, just like this series does for golf. They lure in the best cricketers in the world with money and have an independent series that is watched and loved by everyone. Lahiri also said that his position on Bryson's team will attract Indian audiences more and get them hooked to golf as well. This wouldn't have been the same if he was just playing as an individual player. In India, sports are always associated with teams, and LIV's new format would really help a whole new demographic to resonate more with golf. That's a wrap for this video, and thanks for watching. What did you think of the Aussie golfer's performance, and does he deserve the nomination for Player of the Year regardless of his switch? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.